October 2020. Okay, personally, I would like to congratulate to all of you, to all student October, because be a part of our MIMAC student. Okay, so this time is different from previous session, whereas we conduct this session through online due to pandemic corona virus, and I hope all of you is in a good condition with your family at your home, and I hope you all stay at home to avoid spreading of this pandemic. Okay, before we start our session for this afternoon, I would like to introduce myself. Okay, my name Muhammad Saiful Yusri bin Yusof. Okay, you can call me Mr. Saiful. Okay, currently I working at campus lifestyle section. Okay, my responsibility to look into all matter regarding student welfare, such as loan application, zakat, insurance, and all issue pertaining the welfare student. Okay, let we start our slide. Okay, we proceed my briefing regarding student welfare fund. Okay, for your information, all UniKL has their own welfare fund that will be created by UniKL to take care about student well-being, and this fund is to distribute to our student to less burden for them. Okay, the main objective. Okay, from the slide, I will highlight the main objective. The main objective is to provide financial assistance and welfare to all students. Okay, number two, to provide support for students who receive outpatient case at the government and private clinic. Okay, number three, to provide khairat contribution. Number four, to provide loan for needy student or any financial assistance during the emergency case. And number five, student welfare fund is medium. We channel the zakat contribution from individual or institution for entitled student. Okay, what you should know about the student welfare fund, or we call SWF. You need to for entitled you get SWF fund. You need to pay some amount to finance for each semester. Okay, normally it will be included in your fee, semester fee every semester. Okay, for local student, the fee is 10 ringgit per semester. And for international student, the fee is 30 ringgit every semester. So the SWF fund ni, it also can be claimed by international student also. That not limited to local student. Okay, we go to the next slide. The next slide we show how of the scope of the financial assistance covered by SWF. Okay, from the slide we have five covered or benefit that student will get if you insured to SWF. Okay, firstly, KAIRAT contribution. Okay, this means what happened occur to our student. Your dependent, your parent or your guardian can get 500 ringgit. 500 ringgit if something happen or student dead, you entitled to get, your parent entitled to get the benefit 500 ringgit. For death or demise of father or mother, you will get 200 ringgit and 100 ringgit. Okay, for second benefit, we mentioned there if has occur natural disaster or we call bencana alam lah. Okay, bencana alam such as flood, landslide, or house burning. It also get a benefit from that. That means we will give a contribution about 200 ringgit. Okay, next, for outpatient contribution, that means we call in Malay pesakit luar. Okay, outpatient contribution. That means if student going to get a treatment or get a treatment at clinic or hospital, you entitled to claim amount of the treatment. The maximum amount you should get is 330 ringgit per semester. This amount is limited 30 per student lah, per semester. Number 4, financial assistance. That means the loan be divide to 3 loan that include medical loan, registration loan and financial loan. The maximum amount we will burst to student is RM250. Okay, lastly, the benefit is hospitalization or warded. If you warded in a government or private hospital, you required to, you entitled to get a benefit claim maximum 100 ringgit. Okay. Okay, semua clear ke? Jelas tak? Tak nampak. Okay, we go to another slide. Okay, we also have a student welfare fund. Yeah.
Slide tu tak boleh tunjuk ke? Can you show the slide to us?
Can you show?
Hello?
Macam mana? Ya. Tak nampak slide?
No. I thought there is no slide. If you have a slide, can you show it on on the
Okay,
screen.
okay.
With us.
I thought you all see the slide kan? Okay. Ini lagi.
Yes. So Cik Saiful, can you just summarize the one
Nampak?
you talked about before?
Nampak?
Nampak. Yes, we can see it.
Nampak? Oh, ingatkan dah nampak semua tadi.
Belum. So can you just simplify the one that you just said earlier? Just go it roughly until
Okay.
the one. See, this is the Kairat simplified Kairat contribution. This is under student SWF. Okay.
Apa?
Nampak. Yes, I can see it.
Okay, this one the table schedule of benefit of financial assistance. This one I just brief to all of you. I think you all see this slide kan? Okay, this five benefit SWF. I nak repeat ah? Repeat lagi ni. Okay, I repeat shortly ya. Okay, first one Kairat contribution. Secondly, natural disaster, flood, landslide, that cover flood, banjir, landslide, tanah runtuh, tsunami, and house burning, kebakaran. Okay, number 3 outpatient contribution. Outpatient pesakit luar, as I mentioned earlier, you will get RM30 if you get a treatment from outside, from clinic or government hospital. Number 4, financial assistance, that's mean loan. We divide for 3 loan. That one a medical loan, registration loan, and financial loan. The amount is RM250. Number 5, hospitalization. That's mean warded. Okay. Now, okay. Next slide. Okay, we also have a student welfare fund at centenary level. For centenary level, that only cover for financial assistance for study fee. That means you will get maximum 50% of study total fee per semester. Okay. Okay. What should you will do if you want to require the SWF benefit? Okay. The document needed is number 1 is TKS form. You can taken from CL Campus Lifestyle Office the form, and you need to attach with supporting document such as original bill or invoice, debt certificate, verification letter from related authority, and number 3, other document to support the application. Okay, this is a document we need to proceed the benefit. Okay, we go to the next slide. Okay, this is an activity that has been conduct using uh, using a SWF fund. Okay, we focus on welfare. We focus on welfare of student, which we conduct a program through ESCO Welfare Student Representative Council. That mean wakil student lah. That mean student representative. Uh, that the budget will be monitored by us. Okay, such as program that we conduct as a Happy Pack and Food for Love. Okay, for Happy Pack, which we will distribute 100 pack of some refreshment such as snack, goodies to all students, to limited, to limited for 100 students. And for Food for Love, we will give a rebate or discount to student. We will identify the student, especially that come from low income family background, or we call a B14 family background. So we will give a rebate or discount to purchase a meal at our cafeteria. Okay, that's what we do it for SWF fund to our student. Okay, ada soalan tak? Okay, ada student ada soalan? Before kita proceed untuk slide yang berikutnya. Tak nampak ni. Okay, ada beberapa student tengok. Afiq Effendi ada? Abdul Rauf, Gayatri, ni siapa? Jaya Prabha eh? Okay, semua clear eh? Muhammad Daniel. Okay, dalam berapa orang? 8 orang eh? Okay, kalau tak ada saya proceed dengan next slide lah. Kalau tak ada soalan. Okay, next slide is zakat application. Okay, for zakat we just open for Muslim student only because we get the fund from Majlis Agama Islam Perak. So the criteria or their rule is need to be open to Muslim. So what kind of criteria we look? So we highlight there the criteria or the criteria is the parent or guardian category is under asnaf. That means asnaf that word using by Majlis Agama Islam to identify the student that coming from poor or needy family, asnaf, fakir and miskin. Okay, we open the zakat and we select the application from these categories, and the student must complete a zakat form which attached with supporting document as highlight as we advertise. So especially the main document we look is parent or guardian punya salary slip. So we need to confirm either the student entitled to get the zakat lah. Okay, maximum gross salary for family, we state here RM 2,500. So that's a limit salary lah. We consider to give a zakat, but we still look other criteria such as your family dependent, your sibling, to your background of family lah. Okay, that's all for zakat. Normally we open a zakat application twice a year. That means we open on normally January semester and July semester. For January, that around in March or April. For July, that's around September and October. So, but it also but it depends on ability of zakat fund that we have received from Majlis Agama Islam Perak. Okay, that for zakat. Okay, we going to insurance slide. Nampak slide tak? Okay tak? Clear tak? Okay, untuk insurans. Okay, for insurance. Okay, as your information, all of UniKL student has been covered by insurance Etiqa during their study at UniKL. Okay, that means for your study for 3 years in MIMED, you have been covered by Etiqa. So we need to insure all our students has been renewal the insurance per year. Okay, for insurance the payment every year you need to pay around 90 ringgit per year. That means that cover for 1 year. Okay, I need to inform here. This is a group insurance, or we call insurance kelompok. We call it kelompok insurance. The amount of coverage is limited and not very high compared with personal insurance that you pay monthly. Okay, that means this insurance we only pay for 1 year. 1 year that cover and give benefit like a slide. Okay, we go through the slide. Okay, before we continue the slide, okay, for information, for international student, we also have an insurance coverage. Okay, it will managed by ISRO unit. That means ISRO unit and International Student Representative Office. So at MIMED we have this job, and that is my colleague Mr. Muhammad Syaril from CL office. He will PIC for international student. Okay, okay, I would like to inform here from this slide. The insurance will be used on you get awarded to the hospital. Either you get awarded at a government or private insurance, private hospital. So that mean you only can be use this insurance if you warded. If you as a outpatient treatment ataupun pesakit luar, you not cannot be entitled to apply this insurance. You need to apa? You need ini the insurance applicable for warded. Okay, we going to the benefit of this insurance. Okay, if you admit at a hospital at private, you entitled to choose a room that 150 ringgit. Okay, you need to verify with staff. You need to choose the time. You do not select a highest and expensive room. Okay. For insurance, you will be covered fixed charge as operation cost, hospital supply fee, national medicine fee, and others fee as charged by your hospital. If you see in the slide, the service that mean if the cost of surgical or operation take about 6,000, let's say, so the insurance will cover all of amount. Okay, this one for private hospital. Okay, for government hospital, if you warded, we will contact directly to Etiqa ataupun insurance provider to issue a GL. GL means a guarantee letter to hospital if the cost is below 500 ringgit. If the cost is if the cost more than 500 ringgit, we will contact Etiqa to issue a GL letter. So if you get the GL letter, you no need to pay any payment to hospital. Okay, if the cost is below 500 ringgit, you will encourage to use your money and we will claim back from Etiqa. Kita akan claim semula pada Etiqa. Okay. Okay. Clear tak? That's mean bila you entitled to admit at private hospital, you no need to pay anything. We hospital directly claim to insurance Etiqa. If you go to government or hospital government, if the cost more than 500 ringgit, we will issue a GL, guarantee letter. Okay, boleh faham tak? Okay, ya, ni untuk insurans. Okay, overall dia punya overall annual limit you can claim per year is 20,000 ringgit per year. That mean the annual limit for insurance you can claim. Even if death due to accident, permanent disability. Okay, this one insurance will reimburse or give a parent the amount of 30,000 if happen something bad to our student. Okay, we go through what supporting document required if need to claim back from insurance. Okay, this is a supporting document that I highlight here. If you want to claim, if you using your own money, firstly you need to fill up the hospitalization benefit claim form. This form can be taken from our office, CL office. Secondly, original bill or invoice. Number 3, copy of claimant IC, your IC. Number 4, discharge note or discharge summary that was signed by attending doctor. Number 5, statement of medical examiner. If claim above 500 ringgit. Okay, number 6, copy of police report if involved in accident case. Okay, number 7, copy of student ID. That's all document needed by insurance to proceed your okay. Any question untuk insurance? Okay, any question for insurance? You can write down your question. I will try to answer. Okay, ada soalan? Abdul Rauf Afiq Effendi, Gayatri ya, Gayatri. Jaya Prabha, Muhammad Syafiq, Muhammad Afiq, Muhammad Daniel, Nur Fatin Izzati, Nurul Suhana. Okay, ada soalan? Ada nampak slide ya?
Nampak.
Hello. Okay, we going to the next slide.
Hello, Saiful memang stop ke apa? Cik Saiful? Hello, Cik Saiful? Hello, Cik Saiful? Memang tengah tak bersuara ke apa?
Hello?
Hello, ha?
Okay lah?
Ha,
Ada
okey.
network slow ah. Ada low no network ah. Okay,
Ha,
boleh nampak slide ah?
sorry?
Slide boleh nampak ah?
Boleh nampak. Current slide. Hello, dah hilang balik. Okay, current slide will be amount of loan. Betul?
Clear? Betul. Jap.
Okay, carry on.
Okay, okay, sorry for interruption ah.
Okay.
Line problem okay. Okay, we will go through to loan, financial loan. So firstly, I would like to go through for PTPTN loan. Okay, this PTPTN loan is for local Malaysian student. Firstly, I will brief about PTPTN. Okay, how many of you is non-bumi here? I notice here around 2%, right? Okay, for PTPTN basically it open to all student. See Malay student prefer to choose MARA. So this PTPTN is open to and applicable to Indian or Chinese student. And also the PTPTN can be applied for those Malay student that is not entitled to get to apply MARA, such as parent has been blacklisted by MARA. So you should not apply MARA. So you need to switch to PTPTN. Okay, we see this slide. So from the slide, from the schedule, we have to date for PTPTN, which for you all degree is for degree is on September and October. So for October, the deadline is will be end of this month. I hope you have already buy a PIN number and do an online application through PTPTN website as soon as possible, because the due date is end of this October. That means 31 October. So if you did not apply for this month, the next date of for next semester, that will be on February or March. Next year. So the impact if you not apply for this month, you need to pay your tuition fee or you by your own. And one more thing, I hope you can double check if you fill up the online form through PTPTN, you must ensure the detail is correct. For example, the date of registration, you should refer to offer letter and fill up the same as a offer letter. So kena you guys need to ensure lah the date is correct, and kalau boleh kita nak kurangkan mistake lah. Kalau you buat mistake, you akan permohonan you akan di reject and you will be apply for next year punya date. Okay, at the slide I have attached the schedule of financial aid, schedule of date of PTPTN online kan. Okay, how to apply a PTPTN loan? Okay, first thing you need to open an SSPN account. You can open this account at Maybank, BI-Islam, BSN, CIMB, and if I'm not mistaken, you can apply. You can apply through online. Okay, that for SSPN account. Okay, secondly, you need to open a saving account at Panel Bank. For UniKL, we use a CIMB Bank. Okay. Number 3, you need to buy PTPTN number, PIN from BSN. The cost is RM5. Okay. I hope you have the PIN to enable you to fill up in online. Okay, all the guideline and how to fill the form you can surf to PTPTN website online at http://ptptn.gov.my. Okay, okay, I attach here the amount of loan and the requirement, the disbursement of loan for student. Okay, okay, maximum loan for degree is 14,000 per year. The requirement is if your parent has been listed as a recipient of Bantuan Sara Hidup Malaysia. Okay, yang ini kalau you punya parent layak dan dapat bantuan sara hidup, you secara automatik akan dapat untuk maximum loan. That mean 14,000 untuk setahun. That mean for one semester is 7,000 lah for degree. Okay, if your parent the gross salary is below 8,000, you will get 70% from maximum loan. That followed by if your family gross salary exceed melebihi 8,000, you will get 50% from maximum loan. Okay, that requirement is fixed by PTPTN. So yang requirement ni yang PTPTN yang akan tentukan. Kita just follow PTPTN punya requirement lah. Okay, boleh nampak, boleh clear?
Nampak.
Boleh? Anything question about PTPTN? Mana-mana pelajar Malay student yang mana-mana yang tak layak untuk MARA, awak boleh switch untuk PTPTN lah. Dia punya deadline tu ujung bulan ni. Jadi kena make sure you apply lah. Mana yang tak dapat untuk MARA.
So you have to apply basically by this level.
Ya. By end of this month.
By end of this month will be end of this month 31st, it will be on Sunday. So they need to buy the pin from
PIN
PSN,
number.
right?
You need to buy PIN number from BSN.
Yeah. So it should be done. Try to get it done by this week.
Okay, kalau tak ada soalan untuk PTPTN, saya proceed untuk MARA. Okay, untuk PTPTN tak ada soalannya? Okay, kalau tak ada, saya go through sedikit untuk MARA loan. Okay, MARA ni dia punya guideline dalam bahasa. Jadi saya baca je guideline dia tu. Okey, untuk maklumat awak pelajar baru, untuk MARA kita ada PIC yang in charge, iaitu Puan Linda. So untuk petang ni dia tak ada. Dia ada urusan di pejabat MARA KL. Jadi saya sampaikan di sini dia punya info berkenaan dengan MARA punya loan lah. Dan saya percaya dia ada attach dalam WhatsApp group. Dia punya list of dokumen yang diperlukan untuk MARA ni. Semua ada tak dalam WhatsApp group tu. Dia ada attach dokumen-dokumen yang diperlukan untuk MARA. Okey, jadi saya beri sikit syarat-syarat umum penajaan MARA. Yang pertama, pemohon serta salah seorang ibu atau bapa berketurunan Melayu atau bumi putera warga negara Malaysia. Kedua, ibu dan bapa penjaga serta pelajar tidak disenarai hitam, tidak di blacklist oleh MARA. Penajaan tidak diberikan kepada pengajian di peringkat pengajian yang sama. Okey, number 3, pemohon tidak menerima bantuan kewangan dari mana-mana agensi. Yang ini kalau awak dah apply PTPTN, tak boleh lah nak apply MARA kan. Jadi kena pastikan salah satu sponsorship yang awak pilih. Nombor 4, tidak pernah ditamatkan bantuan atau pinjaman oleh mana-mana penaja atau atas sebab tindakan disiplin yang menyalahi undang-undang negara dan tidak mempunyai rekod jenayah. Nombor 5, bebas daripada penyakit kronik berjangkit, penyakit yang memerlukan rawatan susulan. Yang ini syarat-syarat umum yang di-highlightkan oleh MARA, guideline yang diberikan untuk apply MARA punya pinjaman lah. Okey, Okey, saya go through sedikit list dokumen yang diberikan oleh MARA untuk awak buat persiapan, untuk awak prepare sebelum diberi kepada Puan Linda pada hari Jumaat ni. Okey, clear tak? Dengar? Okey, boleh nampak tak attachment untuk list dokumen pengurusan pinjaman ni?
Tak keluar Cik Saiful, tak keluar.
Tak keluar?
Okey Cik Syaful.
Ya, ya, ya.
Okey Cik Syaful. Okey. Apa ni nak tanya Cik Syaful, boleh ke student student apply both PTPTN and MARA?
Okey, kalau boleh satu pinjaman saja. Mana-mana student yang tak layak MARA, seperti mana yang di-highlight dalam guideline tadi, mana-mana pelajar yang blacklist, dia kena choose pada PTPTN lah, PTPTN loan. Yang ini syarat yang MARA tetapkan macam tu.
Cik Syaful sebab dalam previous semester ada pelajar yang apply PTPTN dan juga MARA sebab dia untuk nak tahu layak ke tidak, MARA dia kena tunggu kan.
Ya.
Jadi bila kalau kata MARA, kalau dia apply MARA dulu kan, tiba-tiba dia tak dapat dan student nak apply PTPTN, dah tarikh dia dah terlepas. Sebab ada student yang apply both in previous semester, dan bila dia dapat MARA, dia dah dapat PTPTN pada first sem dan dia dapat juga MARA, dia tolak balik MARA dan bayar, dia tolak balik PTPTN dan bayar balik dekat PTPTN dan dia ambil MARA. Ada student yang buat macam tu.
Ya, boleh
So,
macam tu.
I think kalau you all rasa you all punya pendapatan ibu bapa tu agak tinggi kan. So it's best for you to apply both PTPTN and MARA. So kalau you dapat MARA, then you can reject lah. I mean bukan reject, you can tolak balik, pay back whatever you have received from PTPTN, bayar balik lah. Then because you will be receiving double payment from MARA, if I'm not mistaken. That is what from a previous semester, but I do not know whether in this coming semester the treatment will be different lah. Okay, that is my advice. Madam Nick sekarang ni yang cakap
Okey, merujuk pada Puan Nick punya tadi, mana-mana pelajar yang dah confirm yang parent tu blacklist, kena switch cepat-cepat ke PTPTN lah. Tapi mana-mana pelajar yang nak apply dua-dua, yang bukan dalam kategori blacklist, boleh apply. Tapi kita galakkan mana-mana yang confirm lah, mana yang confirm tu terus tukar terus. Mana yang lain tu kalau nak apply PT pun tak ada masalah, boleh apply lah kan. Cumanya nanti bila dapat loan MARA, you all kena reject lah salah satu. Kena reject PTTN lah. Biasa yang you all mesti minat untuk ni Amara kan. Okey, nampak tak yang list dokumen yang saya attach ni? Boleh nampak? Ada tak?
Senarai dokumen pengurusan.
Senarai dokumen. Senarai dokumen pengurusan pinjaman. Okey, yang ni Puan Linda ada attach dalam you all punya WhatsApp group dan dia minta you all prepare dokumen ni dan hantar ke SDCL dalam minggu ni lah, dalam hari Jumaat ni. Okey, saya go through sedikit dia punya dokumen. Yang pertama, gambar pemohon satu keping. Nombor 2, salinan surat tawaran, salinan sijil kelahiran pelajar, salinan sijil kelahiran ibu dan bapa, salinan kad pengenalan pelajar depan dan belakang, salinan kad pengenalan ibu dan bapa depan dan belakang, salinan sijil kematian, perceraian ibu dan bapa, ini sekiranya berkaitan lah. Okey, salinan sijil SPM, salinan STPM, salinan sijil matrikulasi diploma, salinan transkrip slip keputusan peperiksaan bagi setiap semester. Kalau yang tak ada transkrip tu kita nak slip keputusan by semester lah. Nombor 14, salinan surat penangguhan bayaran balik pinjaman terdahulu. Yang ini kalau in case you ada apply PTPTN waktu diploma kan, kena attach kan sekali. Nombor 15, salinan penyata akaun bank, CIMB atau Maybank atau Bank Islam, BSN atau Bank Rakyat. Nombor 16, salinan slip gaji parent ataupun salinan slip pension ibu dan bapa yang terkini yang telah disahkan. Nombor 18, slip gaji pemohon yang telah disahkan. Yang ini tak berkaitan lah kalau yang ini kalau awak bekerja. Nombor 19, salinan borang BE, e-filing, LHDN, ibu dan bapa sekiranya bekerja. Nombor 20, pengesahan pendapatan ibu dan bapa yang bekerja sendiri ataupun tidak bekerja yang telah disahkan. Nombor 21, surat pelepasan kontrak berhenti kerja. Ini sekiranya berkaitan lah. Okey, kalau ikut dokumen yang dilistkan, yang hanya diminta sahkan pendapatan tu aja yang awak perlu sahkan. Kalau tengok dekat sini, salinan slip gaji parent sahaja perlu disahkan. Yang lain tidak perlu kan. Okey, boleh baca nota di bawah. Yang ini saya harap awak semua dapatlah dia punya list ni. Pengesahan bekerja. Ya?
Ada soalan dekat chat.
Ada soalan ni? Okey, salinan sijil diploma ialah sijil apa je cik? Sijil tamat diploma. Sijil ni lah. Tamat diploma. Kalau tak ada situ, kalau tengok dekat list dokumen tu, kalau tak dapat lagi dia punya sijil, dia kena attach dia punya slip keputusan peperiksaan setiap semester. Kalau transkrip tu tak ada. Biasa transkrip ni dia satu page saja kan. Transkrip ni kalau saya tak silap lah. Kalau tak dapat lagi kena attach dia punya setiap semester punya result peperiksaan. Kalau diploma ni mungkin pada yang tak combo tu mungkinlah tak dapat lagi dia punya tu kan. Okey, ada soalan lagi ke?
Okey, jelas Syafiq.
Yang senangnya kali ni saya tengok sini tak perlukan pengesahan. Yang lain-lain dokumen tak perlukan pengesahan. Yang hanya perlu disahkan hanya parent punya slip gaji saja perlu disahkan.
Disahkan oleh majikan.
Disahkan oleh majikan. Saya pun lupa tu. Disahkan oleh majikan. Kalau macam parent tu bekerja sendiri ataupun tidak bekerja, boleh rujuk balik refer nota dekat bawah tu. Boleh disahkan oleh pegawai kerajaan grade 41, penghulu, pengurusi Felda, pengurusi majlis pengurusan kampung. Ada so kita Puan Linda dah attachkan dalam grup WhatsApp tu. Okey, ada soalan daripada ni, Gayatri. Boleh okey, merujuk kepada soalan Gayatri, anak perempuan Shankar. Sir, boleh tak kami beli nombor PIN? Ya, boleh. Sebab saya ada tengok dalam website method of boleh buat pembelian melalui online. Okey, ada soalan lagi? Mana yang tak dapat sijil diploma boleh attach slip peperiksaan setiap semester. Okey, ada apa soalan detail lebih lanjut tentang loan ni nanti boleh ajukan dalam grup WhatsApp tu. Mana-mana mungkin saya ataupun Puan Linda boleh respon kat situ lah. Mana yang you need more info kan tentang loan ni. Tu ada Puan Linda dah jawab lah. Okey, untuk MARA punya dokumen, you kena hantar dalam minggu ni lah, hari Jumaat. Hari Jumaat 30 bulan ke? 30 akhir bulan 10. Boleh, sekejap. Sekejap. Slide tadi. Okey. You refer dekat slide tu. Sila pastikan My EduLoan kalau ikutkan dia punya tu belum buka lagi. Tapi kita perlukan awak punya dokumen untuk kita attachkan nanti. Okey, sebarang penghantaran dokumen boleh dibuat ke alamat ni lah untuk perhatian Puan Linda. Nanti sekiranya awak nak hantar dokumen tu kan, boleh post ke bahagian campus lifestyle section Unit KL Mimet dalam Pantai Remis untuk perhatian Puan ni Nur Fazlinda. Okey, jelas tak? Okey, ada persoalan? Okey, untuk online MARA kita belum lagi dimaklumkan oleh MARA bila tarikh akan dibuka lah. Nanti Puan Linda akan mention dalam grup tu. Bila tarikh buka, you all nanti boleh buat online. Tapi buat masa ni belum buka lagi untuk online tu. Just awak kena prepare dokumen yang seperti mana yang kita minta tu. Okey, ada apa soalan? Tak ada soalan lagi. Prepare dan hantar sekali dokumen tu. Maksud tu prepare dan submit ke alamat yang saya nyatakan kat slide tu. Okey, kalau tak ada apa soalan, saya tamatkanlah sesi briefing pada petang ni. Jadi terima kasih atas kerjasama yang you all berikan. In case ada apa soalan berkaitan, boleh majukan kepada person in charge lah. Okey. Okey, saya akhiri sesi petang ni dengan wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam. Alhamdulillah. Okey semua, tak apa, kita boleh continue dekat chat tu. Saya jawab, Qanida pun ada tu, jawab. Boleh continue chat. Sebelum tu saya nak tanya, Puan Ni Hadijah dah ada ke?
Apa dia?
Nampak mouse ni tak ni.
Oh. Sekejap. Saya ambil ni.